Ford Friday Night Blitz.
Football is back, and you know what that means. So is the Southern Quality Ford Friday Night Blitz. I am your host, Brad Cisak. Tim Owens will be joining me here in a few minutes. We've got a loaded Week 1, 34 games in tonight's show, including a trip to Spring Hill for our game of the week. Plus, a little later in the show, we'll be joined by the voice of the Bird Yellow Jackets, Charlie Cavell. But before we get there, there's some real football being played tonight. So let's get the highlights started in Shreveport. The Evangel Eagles at Durham Field welcoming Dallas Bishop Dunn to Louisiana. And we'll pick it up in the first quarter. Quarterback Matthew Yelverton looking downfield, finds his receiver Jabari Kepra down the middle for the score. Falcons go up 7-0. End of the first quarter. Bishop Dunn near the goal line, 3rd and goal, but they would fumble the snap. The Falcons recover and kick a field goal. Bishop Dunn going up 10-0. Dallas Bishop Dunn crossing the state line, coming to Louisiana. We don't see this very often. Evangel falling at home. Bishop Dunn takes this one 23-14. Northwood Falcons impressed last season with that breakout year. Can they do it again this year, taking on North Caddo? Falcons wasting little time. Terrence Cook takes it to the sideline, and he breaks loose. He will take it down to the 10-yard line. That would set up the Falcons offense, because on the very next play, Luke Bogan, who was our player of the year last year, I lost the ball in the air, but you know who didn't? Trayon Jones. He takes it in for the score. Northwood leads it 7-0. The defense making plays in this one as well. North Caddo forced to punt. Falcons, though, breaking through for the block, and Tyler Lummis scoops it up for the score. Northwood leads this one 14-0. Big win for the Falcons at home to begin the season as they take down North Caddo 49-0. Haughton and Minden renewing their rivalry, this time in the pit. Pick it up late in the first quarter. Bucks with a 7-0 lead, and the ball on their own 1-yard line. Peyton Stovall's pass is picked off. Andrew Harvey returns it to the 2-yard line. Minden is in business. 2 plays later, Tide trying to punch it in from the 1, but Gavin Rowe getting to the QB forces the fumble. Dylan Frazier picks it up and rumbles and bumbles 99 yards the other way. The fumble return for the touchdown made it 14-0 Bucks. Haughton with a big win on the road to open up the year. They traveled to the pit, and they are coming home with a 35-21 win. Airline hitting the road to open the year, taking on Union. Parish Vikings at their own 20. Brad Freem, following a fake, hands it to Donovan McGee, takes this to the 30, but he loses the football. Farmers on the recovery. 4 turnovers combined from both teams in the first quarter. Start of the second. Home team has this one in the red zone. Jaquias Wallace stopped by a host of Vikings. Union turns it over on downs. Airline had an early lead in this one, but Union Parish comes back to take it 30-27. Year 2 for the Parkway Panthers under Neil May begins tonight, taking on BTW. Amani Larry steps back and hits Chase Turner for the big gain. Later on the drive, Larry would rush it in for 6. Go ahead and take a look at this score. Parkway gets a big win over BTW. They take this one 43-0.
I'm going to join you here now, Brad. The Benton Tigers lost a lot of talent from last year's squad. Taking on Wassman tonight, and the Wildcats playing a little defense here early on. The Tigers with the ball. And check out DeTravian Anthony breaking into the backfield, and then a little bit later on, there's a nice touchdown run here by the Benton Tigers. Coach Moore likes what he's seeing. A little bit later here, looks like Wassman trying to answer. Let's go ahead and pop this score up as well here. Benton falling in the opener, 39-34.
Back here in Shreveport, the Southwood Cowboys opening up at Lee Hedges, welcoming Pineville to town. Cowboys down by 1. This, well, it's not going to help. Ben West takes it straight up the gut. That score extends Pineville's lead to 8. Tough night for the Southwood Cowboys offense, only scoring 6 points as they fall to Pineville 21-6.
The Manny Tigers, one of the favorites in 2A, opening the year on the road at Peabody. Starting in the first, senior running back Shakori Williams gets the handoff, and there's nothing but open space in front of him. He gets the Tigers on the board with the early 7-0 lead. Now in the second, Peabody forced a punt from the end zone, and senior Carson Curtis takes advantage. He takes it home easily for a 14-0 Manny lead, but the Warhorses wouldn't be stopped that easily. Here's Donovan Williams with the handoff, and he'll find an open space to take this one 52 yards all the way to the promised land. Make that 14-6, but Manny all over Peabody tonight, 41-18 the final.
All right, Tim, the Haynesville Golden Tornadoes, always one of the top teams in Class 1A this year, and looks to be no different.
That's right, Brad, and once again, the Tornadoes not afraid to play up in class, traveling to Spring Hill to take on 3A North Webster. It's the Southern Quality Ford Friday Night Blitz game of the week, and Jory Perry's is there. Jory, what you got?
Yeah, hey guys, what makes people love a rivalry so much? Is it the extra edge that exists in a player every snap of the game? Is it the fire that's lit under them under the big moments, maybe the noise from the crowd? Sure, that all plays a factor, but what really makes a rivalry? Drama. And we've got plenty of it in this one. Let's get into some of the highlights. The North Webster Knights playing host to their rivals in the Haynesville Golden Tornado. First half action, Tornado on the board first. Lance Grider pitching it to Adrian Hardwell, who runs it to the outside and punches it in. Tornado take an early 7-0 lead. Late in the second, the Knights would keep this one close. Jaquez Thomas connects with Xavier Deason, and he's going to do the rest. Tornado leading 21-13 at the half. But in the third quarter, North Webster came right out, made a statement. They made it 21-19, and their defense holding strong in big moments later. Here's Joaquin Marquez with the sack. That forces the Tornado to punt. But in the fourth quarter, Tornado would be the ones to put a nail in it. In familiar fashion, Hardwell with the huge pick six. Less than 2 minutes left to play. Tornado hanging on in this one to take it 28-19. Let's hear from Coach and the guys after the win.
Coming in from that first half, I didn't think we had much left, and we found deep down something in that second half. It was a little sloppy on both sides, but our guys played a tremendous second half, with just a good ball game.
I'm excited. Defense took over. Most people went 2 ways. I think it showed our grit. It showed our grit.
So the Haynesville Golden Tornado walk away victorious for their third consecutive time against North Webster. They now lead the series 7-1. Reporting at North Webster High School, I'm Jory Perry's. Guys, let's send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Jory. That's a great rivalry up there. I know it's 7-1, but last year's game came down to the very end of the game. Haynesville was leading 12-7. North Webster was driving, pick six. Kind of the same thing again this year.
Very similar, and Coach Franklin has a ridiculous record there at Haynesville.
I can't remember what it was in district plays. He's lost like 5 games.
Yeah, well, adds one more win to that tonight with that win over North Webster. They do it again. They go up a few classifications to play, and they're coming home with another win.
Yeah, it's good for the PowerPoints. Southern Quality Ford Friday Night Blitz coming up. We head to the Lone Star State.
Marshall, Carthage, and Wascom all starting their season tonight. We check in on those games. Plus, we're coming back to Louisiana a bit later in the show. Stay with us.
You're